thank you. It's great to be here. I think this is the first time I've been able to attend a convention of the Veterans for Peace, so I always wanted to. Because as soon as I heard that there existed such an organization, immediately my heart leaped, because I thought, yeah, this is needed. So, put my watch down here, pretending that I care. Putting on my glasses to pretend that I can see. How many people here are World War II veterans? World War II veterans are the toughest. No, I mean, do you know what I mean? I mean they're the toughest people. I mean they're the toughest to talk to. No, really. I mean, I don't mean the people sitting in this room, but the other World War II veterans. I think everybody has had that experience, especially those of us who are World War II veterans, and when you talk to other, because that, as we know, was the good war. Very hard for people to overcome that, you see. And so I'm especially grateful when I run into, and I'm doing that more and more, run into World War II veterans who now know that war is futile and disastrous. And I recently had the experience of being invited to the World War II memorial service in Washington, D.C. You remember, it was in the news for a while. War memorials are wonderful things. Great occasions, the people who come with their hats and stuff. And so they invited me, which surprised me. I go, don't they know? I said, well, what is the topic that I'm supposed to talk on? And they said, war stories. I said, I'll come. I said, but I'm not going to tell war stories, because I just want to talk about my feelings about war. The guy said, okay, no problem. So I did. And I came and I talked in this tent to a bunch of people, and I said, reason I'm here is to honor friends of mine who died in the war, okay? I had two guys, my closest buddies in the Air Force, Joe Perry and Ed Plotkin. I mean, they died, and they were killed. We trained together, and then we went to different parts of the world. I went to fly out of England, and Joe Perry went to fly out of Italy, and Ed Plotkin went to fly in the Pacific. And so when we separated, we lost touch sort of with one another. And they were both killed in the last weeks of the war. Very last weeks of the war. So I'm here to honor them. But I'm not here to honor war. And I'm not here to honor people in Washington who send young people to war. And I'm not here... And I'm not here to remember World War II as a glorious war which should make everybody just anxious to go and be part of another greatest generation. Because I think in World War II, whatever moral core there was in it, and that's a very complicated story, the degree to which World War II is a moral war. Most difficult question I've ever had to grapple with. But whatever was true of World War II and whatever you can say about the morality of World War II, one thing is clear, and that is World War II has been used and abused and misused, and it's been made to stand in whatever goodness there was, or whatever morality there was in it. It's been made to stand for all the ugly wars that we have fought since then. And the glow of World War II has been cast over every miserable war that we have fought ever since the end of World War II. So I didn't want that war, to be used, in that way. And I feel that we as veterans, it's just a peculiar thing, because you don't want to make a big deal of being a veteran.
Oh, yeah.
But you want to make a little deal of being a veteran. By that I mean, after all, there are veterans and there are veterans. The fact that you're a veteran doesn't mean that you necessarily speak the truth, because there are veterans who speak lies. Remember Bush? The elder, the smarter? Well, the slightly smarter. There are all sorts of veterans, And yet, yes, there's something to be a veteran and to have something special to say to people. And we are, I think, in a special position to talk about war in a way that has a little more weight to it than other people who speak about